In this lesson, we're going to be talking about the art of tukka. So, my name is Chris, and in this channel, I give advice related to education. Today, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be talking about the art of tukka. What is tukka and how can we use it to ace all of our exams? Before that, what's tukka in exam? Let's say you're given an exam and you're solving question after question after question. In a particular question, your mind goes blank. What do you do next? You mainly have three options in it. One, you leave it and move on. In second, you ask a friend. And in third, you randomly guess the question's answer and pray for the best that it's right. The third option defines the art of tukka. Tukka is basically guessing. You try to guess the right answer in an exam when you don't know the answer and you're confused. So yes, tukka means to make a random guess when you aren't sure if your answer is right to the question or not. So now the actual question is, how the heck do you predict the question's answer if you're clueless upon it? Well, there are four main scenarios to it. 1. When you know the topic but you are confused about the answers. Second, you are clueless about the question and your mind goes completely blind when you see it. Third, you recognize a bit of patterns. And in fourth, you use your intuition. So in the first scenario, you actually know the answer to it but you are confused by seeing the options. So let's say there is a question given to me in the exam and there are four options, and while seeing them I'm confused. My mind says that, oh, this can be also right, no, this can be also right. What do you do in that situation? So the first tukka method is following your intuition. In this tukka method, whatever answer comes to my mind and heart first, I'm gonna take it, because most probably that answer would be right. A quick reminder is that the first and the last tukka method are exactly the same. The second tukka method is following the pattern of the sequence of the question. Let's say you're solving MCQs of science and you're stuck upon two of the questions. What do? When you see the question, your mind also goes blank and you're kind of helpless. In that situation, you analyze the pattern of the questions. So, for example, for question number 1, the right answer is option number 3. In question number 2, the right answer is option number 2. So in third, you go for first. I know, that's just completely bullshit logic, but most of the time that's right. Third and the final tukka method is pure tukka method. In this scenario, your mind goes completely blank and you don't know the right answer to it. What do you do next? I'm gonna give you 3 tips in this tukka method which will help you to get 99% of those scenarios right. In 99% of those situations where your mind goes completely blank by seeing the question, using this tip, you're gonna get them absolutely right. So, what are these 3 tips? Well, the first one is going for the longest options. So let's say there is an MCQ of science, and this refers to the MCQs and the questions of any subject. By the way, I'm just referring to science because my favorite subject is science, and yeah. So let's say there's an MCQ of science and whilst you're reading the question, your mind goes completely blank and you don't know what to do next. In this situation, I would recommend you all to take the longest options, as most of the times it's right. So for example, there is a question, what is called the powerhouse of the cell? And what you do is you pick the longest options. So for example, the first one is written blah blah blah, the second one is written blah 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 blah, then you choose the second option because the second option is the longest. I know. Again, it's a dead logic, but trust me with this logic because you never really know what's the answer, and doing this, you get 70% of it right. And the second tip is to avoid first and the last, the upper and the last option to any of the MCQs. So, for example, there is a math exam and you're provided with three options to a question. If your mind goes completely blank, then my suggestion would be to you all to choose the middle one because most likely the middle one is right. And again, I know it's a completely dead logic, and you may wonder how the heck am I saying it so confidently? Well, just trust me, it's right. My final tip to you all would be to trust your intuition. And again, this comes to the second type of tukka, and intuition I think is a big part on acing your exams. You see all of those toppers, they rely on their intuition sometimes. So now let's say there is an exam of, for example, social, right? History. Okay, let's say history, and you're provided with three dates of an event that had gone in the past. There's 1890, there's 1770, and there's 1969. What do you choose? Well, the first answer that comes to your mind whilst reading that question, I recommend you all to choose that because most of the time, the answer that comes to your mind and heart first would be the right. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. You trust your intuition and you get the question right. So yeah, this was pretty much it about tukka, and by all means I would recommend you all to please study before your exams, as just relying on your tukka and guessing abilities won't help you to get good grades in exam. I've given the link of our main channel down the description below, and I would really appreciate if you would support me over there too. Very soon after my results are published, I'm deciding to create a full-length guide to academic success. So yeah, stay tuned and goodbye for now. Peace out.